Hey, that was crazy. I just tried to log on and it said that I wasn't able to go on. I said, like hell, I won't be able to. I said, I'm going to go on. I don't know. So odd. Anyway, welcome to the Virgo channel. I hope everyone's having a happy Sunday. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Hey, Veda. Know that energy is fluid. Rules could be reversed. Just interpret the message as the best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play those karmic themes, help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, right? Why are we attracting this person into our life? What's the whole point? Just to aggravate us? Well, every soul relationship is designed pretty much to help awaken certain elements within inside of you, parts of you that you've detached, disassociated from trauma. I mean, that's how spirit grows the soul. It grows us through the people and the situations that happen within our life, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything to relate to, our habits and our behaviorisms are formed from our core beliefs, and the core beliefs are created from the experiences that we live. Sometimes we live in imbalanced experiences, however, though, and then when we get out of those experiences, our habits and behaviorisms are still in alignment with what helped us survive. But what you'll notice is they'll be what block you from actually having the abundance that you're looking for, whether that's within your relationship, that's financially. It's the way that we have to really be present. All right, so let's see what the underlining energy is. The underlining energy is maliciousness. I hate that card. It's almost like deliberate. Like the person is like being deliberate, like trying to get underneath your skin. It's deliberately negative to you. So I feel like it's because you're not giving in, you know? But let's see. Again, let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. And see again, selfishness. Yeah, it's like this person doesn't want to give in. They don't want to have to give anything. It's like, come on, we have this connection. Why are you making me like have a difficult conversation? Why are you making me apologize? Why are you making me feel uncomfortable? Like it's almost like I know that you know how I feel about you. So just let me back in your life. And you're like, fuck off. I'm not letting you back in my life unless you like come back in and you apologize and I see change behavior. And again, and it's creating a lot of negativity because this person is like, come on, why are you acting like all so intolerant? Like you're so closed-minded all of a sudden. And you're like, because I'm tired of being imbalanced. You're imbalanced because you are detached. Emotionally, you don't show up. You don't deal with your own shit. And then when I call you out on it, you're self-righteous, almost like to a narcissist. It's like that's the way that you act. It's like even by, oh, come on, like just let me back in your life. Why? It's like, what for? It's like this person, like, because you know how I feel about you. It's like, how do you feel? Because I really don't know how you feel because you say one thing and you do another. So it's very confusing. I don't really know how you feel. And the person says, the chemistry between us is off the charts. So of course, I mean, it would be the attraction. I mean, the person wouldn't stick around for any other reason. And that's probably what the problem is. It's like there's a lot of chemistry, but there's no emotional depth. Silent treatment. And that's what I'm saying. It's like every single time you have something to say to this person that they don't like, it's like they detach, they disassociate from you. And emotionally, that really hurts for you. It's like you don't trust this person. It's like it's a one-sided connection. It's not that you don't know that this person doesn't have feelings for you. You know, that's not the point. The point is that this person has to show it. They have to make you feel safe within the relationship, and they're like, I don't really want to do that. If anything, you feel like when you show any type of weakness, they punish you. It's like you're not allowed to have needs. I can't stand the thought of you with someone else, of course. So it's all about control. And again, like you're my property is what I feel. And that's because I have so much lust and chemistry for you. But it's again, this person's a narcissist because they're selfish. They're just selfish. It's like, and I'm battling inner demons, obviously, the big ego. I don't want to give in. I don't want to give in. One more from this deck, which is just repetitive cycles. You're like, it just never stopped. It was like the same thing. They would say that they would stop, but then they would get triggered and go back into it. Can we get some spiritual energy? Like, can we go a little bit deeper? Like, is there a reason for this connection? I mean, because what we see is that the person feelings, but you are in your old patterns but can't see it. So this person is getting triggered. It's almost like they're a narcissist. You're not giving in. They don't understand why you're making it difficult for them. And instead of them really surrendering their ego, they're in the old patterns, and their old patterns are, their inner demons. And let's see what those inner demons are, because I'm sure there's a lot of bad behavior, because it's like this person can't control you. They're going to try and control something, and it's like their self-image is really, again, being affected. Remember, narcissists don't like to be shown, that they're hurting. They want you to hurt. Again, where you're like, there's a sense that you don't need this person, that you have friends and you have other things. So I feel like this person's by themselves. There's a sense that I feel like they don't belong, that there's a sense that, their connection to belonging would actually be through you in their mind. And I'm not saying like they never even gave me the time. It's like this person, it's like, it's more of your essence. It's like who you are. They like everything about you. And part of that is that, the self-image. They need someone that's going to look good. So it's almost like you're not allowed to have feelings. You're there for their emotional support. You're there for what they need from you. Does this person know that? I'm sure that they don't know 100%. They just have a lot of judgment about themselves. I feel like they've got that growing up. They have that within their relationships. They have it. So part of them is very sensitive to this judgment, and which puts you in a place of disempowerment, because you're not allowed to have a conversation. You're not allowed to tell them anything, because everything that they hear is through that wound. Everything is, they're not willing to do the work. So everything would be a trigger. This person does not know how to deal with their emotions. They might drink too much. They definitely eat too much. They push those emotions down. It's a way of not dealing with it. And so understand this person is like, they know, they haven't really been there for you. They know that, but it's like, why can't we just not even look at what I did? Like I said, there's a part of this person's like, if person's raised by a narcissist, they always forgive. And there's this energy almost like this person's like, yeah, I did whatever I did, but you know how I feel about you. So it's like, you should just not really like hold me to it. It's like, where it's like, no, I'm now afraid to let you back in my life because you never really healed the trauma. So having a person like this that's not really present, it stresses you out. And so it stresses this person out too. So they can't deal with their emotions. So they don't channel them in a proper way. It's eating, it's drinking, it's suppressing. And again, the attraction is off the charts. So we know that that would also be like that second chakra imbalance. Again, that second chakra is our individuality center. when we look in the mirror, it's who we perceive that we are. So this person doesn't really like who they are. They don't know who they are. They like who you are. They want to be with you because you would make them look better. But you're not supposed to have feelings. Like, you're so perfect, you don't need anything. And that's the thing. So if you're having to be like an overachiever, came from a family of that there was a narcissist parent where you are an overachiever, well, this person is, you're the ideal for that person, because it's like, you don't need anything. It's like, and you do such a good job. I don't really need to do anything, but I can benefit. And that's what it feels like, where you're like, but you don't show up. You're an avoidant. This person doesn't know how to show up for themselves. So they're not going to show up for you. Again, your sole purpose is to make them look better and to make them feel good and to make them, again, to feed their ego, because they can't do it themselves. You're a supply. And so it doesn't mean that they don't think that they don't have feelings for you. Of course, they pick someone that they're attracted to. Of course, you have all the ingredients on paper, but they're not creating that emotional connection because they don't give a fuck about what you want and what you need. And again, there's no balance in the situation. And that's what you see. It's like this person is like almost like prejudiced on how they think the relationship should be, which it's more like a karmic contract. So there's no trust because they want you to conform. And that's just, it leaves you empty. It's because it's like, what am I getting from the relationship? It's almost like it's almost like you would get punished for giving this person everything, because over time, you can't make this person's life better. The illusion is that you can, but you can't. And the thing is that you doing you, would trigger this person over time, because it's all about them. It's all about, like I said, everything you could do for them. And they clearly don't know how to deal with their emotions, the eating disorder, the drug addiction, the alcoholism. So again, don't even know how to handle. They don't even know how to handle it. So it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings, but they're more irritated. Like, why? Almost like it's triggering them, like, I want to make you do it. And that's, again, the obsessiveness that comes with the addictive behavior, that you just become another addiction, and that's the thing. It's not a healthy thing, clearly. And it's, so this person, it's all about you not, it's about you not allowed to have boundaries to protect yourself, but this person has nothing but boundaries. So the relationship doesn't grow, it's stagnated, but it's controlled, because again, inevitably they're going to control you. And they check out. So it's like, oh, well, then the relationship gets too hard. You have expectations. So again, we saw addictions. That's big with this person. So you're not going to, you see the narcissism with that. It's like they have feelings, but they don't want to feel. So again, they check out, then they don't feel. It's again, so the relationship never has strong foundation. There's never strong roots, and they have to nurture the connection. You have to water like each other, like nourish each other. This person's like, no, you can do it for me. Yeah, because you're codependent. If you're checking out half the time, of course, you want things to make you feel good because you don't feel good about yourself. That's an inside job. Again, you're fragmented. Shards of love, past trauma, heal it already. But because you're bleeding all over me. And I don't really need it. And the thing is, and because you're not doing it, you wear a mask. It's like you're not really who you say you are. You're not strong. Oh, but you pretend to be strong with me. You're actually a little bit of a bully with me. Like what you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to silent treat me and stonewall me to get what you want. You're a bully. But really, you're not strong. It's like, and that's really what it is. You're frozen, like, again, from those past relationships. And all you really want is like for me to be in like an entanglement again, because this person really has a desire to be free. Why? Because their mommy and daddy was never there for them. They never gave them the support, the love. And that could mean that that parent spoiled that kid rotten, but didn't protect them when it came to like another parent, didn't, didn't like guide them at all, so the child didn't trust the parent at all. Not all the time does it come from abuse. Sometimes you're like, okay, my the ex was like spoiled. If anything, they got away with everything. So it's whether the parent supported that child, like where they controlled them and suppressed them and oppressed them, or whether they, just look the other way. Either way, there's no support. So this person actually feels like I'm entitled. I'm entitled because mommy says that I'm entitled. See, it's okay. Like where they're not entitled, and that's the wake up call. The wake up call is you're not entitled. I don't need to like participate in this. That's why this person's like, come on. How long are you going to stay mad? Get over it already. And you're like, look at this person and fuck you, get over it. Like, I'm going to get over it. It's like you should apologize. I'm going to hold you accountable. This makes this person angry. Come on, I don't want to have to apologize because I don't really want to change my behavior. You know how I am. You just love me for who I am. Just accept it. And it's like, no, it's not okay. And this person's actually mad. Of like a long distance relationship. It's like, I don't know whether this person lives far away or is acting like, well, we could be in a relationship, but it wouldn't be like they don't want to be in that committed type of relationship, that they're always creating wedges. Always creating wedges like within the connection. They wouldn't be able to handle a long distance relationship, I'll tell you that. Like this person would be cheating all the time because they're codependent. I gave into temptation. It's like they gave into temptation because it's like I'm not strong within myself. It didn't mean anything. It was a supply at that time. It's like, we got into a fight. You got annoyed, so I got back at you. So it's again, they get triggered. It's like, and this is the way that this person operates. I'm gonna punish you. I'm gonna punish you. And it's like where you're like, destiny is taking us down two different paths. And this person knows it because they can feel it. They're saying it because they're seeing you, but understand this person like does reminisce about you guys being together or one day, but they know that it's the end because you're not, because they know that they ruined everything. They know that they did. And what you're doing is you're like, I'm not giving in. And I feel like this person wasted a lot of time thinking like, oh, you're not going to hold to it. Oh, you're not really serious. And now that they realize that you're serious, they're actually mad. But it's like you had plenty of time to be in a connection with me. You had plenty of time to fix it. You didn't want to. Like you pushed it to the limit. And I feel like in that, you're like, I don't want to be with someone that pushes me to the limit. Like that can't have a conversation, that's going to punish me when I don't do something that they don't like. It's like the abandonment. It's like if this person is childish. And it's because they don't really want a committed relationship. They want all the good stuff that I bring to the table, but they don't want to give. And so we have to say, well, why did you attract this person into your life? Because you're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. And what you see is again, you guys going down separate ways. This person knows it. Just easier to conform. Again, misunderstood. Card number 1, we look at the inner child wounds, trauma. And again, see where it was fragmented, shame, neglect, discipline, sing, and dance. Dance. All right. So Trauma and neglect and shame are horrible. Like, it's again, obviously. So if you were seen as bad, then maybe it's again, you were misunderstood. Again, if our parents were wounded, they see what they look for. It doesn't mean that you were bad. They could have just had a perception of what a good child is compared to a bad child. Like, if your parents were really hyper aware of like your grades, and maybe you weren't a straight A student and they like held that to like a standard, then obviously you'd feel inadequate, you'd feel bad. Shame is the where you feel bad, like I'm a bad person. And so, again, and that happens from trauma, psychological trauma, emotional trauma, where I feel like, again, you were misunderstood. Like, you needed love, you wanted nurturing. So you would do things to fulfill yourself. But again, when you come from a family that has wounding, they see what they look for. So it has nothing to do with you. You weren't getting the love and the support that you needed. That's really what it is. And kids are going to try and get it the best way that they know how. And what happened is it affected you. It affected the way that you moved. Again, how grounded you were, how supported you were. Dance is really that, is how well you flow through life. It's dancing is being grounded and being connected to life, right? There's always a flow. There's always a co-creation with you and the universe. So again, if you're neglected and you feel like you're like bad, then you're out of alignment with the universe. You're not really in the flow of any universe. You're not utilizing your voice either to ask for what you need, because you don't feel supported. You know, Understand God created the world with its voice. You too can create your world with your voice. But when we're out of alignment because we feel like we're not supported, and sometimes again, if there's trauma, it's just easier to be invisible. It's like, well, again, the trauma couldn't not even been yours. It could have been your mom's, your dad's, witnessing it, inheriting family, trauma, or it could have been really your trauma. And then it played out within a relationship, and then it played out in another relationship, and then it played out in this relationship where you're like, wait, I always get people that don't show up for me. I always get people that activate this trauma, that make me feel as if I'm a bad person when I'm not a bad person. They're the ones that neglected me. And the moment that I speak up, the moment that they have a problem. And so Spirit says, so were you always looking for that emotional support outside of yourself? You weren't really disciplined in creating yourself. That's a second chakra imbalance too. When we create ourselves, we need to be consistent and show up for ourselves every day, every day, every day, every day. Mastery comes in doing. Remember, you lose yourself on what you do. You just do it because you love it. And you become it, and you become it, and you become it. And, the universe conspires a way to make whatever it is that you're trying to create happen for you. So you have to be open to those little wins. So you weren't disciplined in like being consistent because, hey, well, you didn't have that emotional support. There wasn't any guidance. There was trauma. And so Spirit says, so that activated that wound. So again, there's only two energies, love and fear. It would fall underneath the same thing as fear. um, which narcissists, they don't like who they are. They are in that energy of fear. So it's not that you hate who you are. There's an element of you that you're like, I don't really feel satisfied. And Spirit says, oh, so you were looking for that person to satisfy you. And you were like, well, I thought that they would add to my life, obviously. And Spirit says, can't until you again discipline yourself enough to do what you need to do to become what you need. This way you're never empty. It's like you force the person to give to you by how you're holding yourself once you've created yourself, and you don't need anything outside of you. It's the fact that of needing, and it's because you never had it. There was trauma there to begin with. So it's like, I don't really believe I can have it. And Spirit says, you are it. There's no such thing as you can't have it. You need to just become it. and it's inside of you. The kingdom of heaven's inside of you. If you can imagine it, you can create it. So you are it. There's no separation. That's the illusion. So take a leap of faith, take a bold step, even if the path is not fully visible. You can heal in the same place that you got sick. Seeing yourself differently, being around new people, new experiences allows you to see yourself for who you are today, not through the wounds of your past. So take that leap of faith. It's really important. Spirit says, also use your powerful voice. It's saying it again. God created the world with its voice. You too create the world with your voice. Use your voice to express yourself and speak with courage. Set boundaries. We teach people how we want to be treated. So again, be balanced and grounded. Use your voice. And again, it's all about going into the unknown. Open your heart to the new where true growth occurs. Call for exploration. Spirit says, do you even know like what you would like to do and who you are 100% fully? Not if you were saying that you were your trauma, not if there was nothing there. So again, go out into the world, have a love affair with yourself. Then you'll really know what you want and what you don't want. You'll have like firsthand experience by embodying that. And really, that's how you transmute the negative energy. You embody a new consciousness, one of love. And again, instead of neglect and pain and sorrow, you discipline yourself enough to have a love affair with yourself, to have fun, to move into the unknown, to be vulnerable, but be vulnerable by becoming what you love, by giving and receiving of love, by doing, again, what you love. Then you get the people in your life that are emotionally going to fulfill you. You're protected. You have people around you, spirits around you. Spirit says it's all about the grand journey, and acknowledge everything that you've gone through, that you really are a strong person, and really that every experience, nevertheless, makes you stronger and stronger so that you can, again, really face the challenges and become the person that you want to become. So it's not like this experience was bad. It's that the experience would have been bad if you would have let it like destroy you. This person's not capable. They're too lazy. And the spirit says, just try to release control. Remember, we go with the flow of life. And we can do that when we're in the passion for life. Then we don't care about who does what. It's again, we're able to see who does what, but we're not reliant on that. So we're never making a decision based from our emotions. Every situation, again, is about you integrating all facets of yourself. When you have fragmentation, the universe brings you the best situation to help you become aware of that fragmentation so you can heal it. And this is how you heal it, Spirit says. Again, just to like, you're not your trauma. You weren't allowed to create yourself. Go out and create yourself. And again, joy like a child. Again, be like childlike, because children, there is no expectation, there is no ownership. They just go out and they do what they love to do. And, one thing leads to another. They're grounded. So again, like a child, discover joy and the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in the magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest of joy is a great source of light. So again, it starts with those little wins. To be happy, we have to generate that joy ourselves. And it's a way that we can fill our own cup up. And it's a way that we can become that energy of love and attract more of that happiness into our life. And that's really Spirit saying you didn't have enough of that in your life. You might have had a lot of work at home, but what about everything else? What about the passion? What about the joy? What about the love? You're not getting that emotional fulfillment. And that person, if anything, they want you to do that for them. And you're like, well, I kind of thought that the relationship would do that a little bit for me. And Spirit says, you need to do it yourself. Once you do it yourself, you'll attract someone that already knows how to do it for themselves. The Spirit says you are whole. It's again finding it. Go out and explore into the world and find yourself. And trust me, you will find things that call to you that you'll want to invest more time into. And you'll meet people, and life will bloom from that, not from the wounds. All right. Hi, Marlene. Yeah, so correct. So, well, I'm glad. Already released that person from life. And I'm really glad that you released it. I mean, that's the key, to let go. And it's not that easy to let go when there's nothing to take its place. So remember, we want to always transmute that negative energy by embodying a new consciousness. And in this case, this person represented passion, joy, love. Well, you better do that for yourself. Fill your cup up. And again, you might say, I don't want to do it, and I can't even see out of my third eye. It seems like a hassle. Spirit says, see, you want someone to come into your life and you won't do it for yourself. You do it for yourself, and I promise you, you are going to attract everything that you need to create the life and the life experiences that you want to have for yourself. That's the way that it works. It's hard to invest, especially we get caught up in the everyday life. We have to remember we have spiritual sovereignty. We have the power to alchemize a negative energy and really to create our own heaven on earth. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you for joining me today. Again, read my description box for all my offerings, my merchandise, and everything else. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.